played, yeah, she played yesterday. She had 7 points. Hello everyone and welcome to the first WNBL live game of the season here at Solent Sports Complex. Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to the Solent Sports Complex for today's WNBL clash in Division 1 between the hometown Solent Kestrels and the Worcester Wolves. I am joined today by ZAIRE Taylor of the Worthing Thunder. Very last minute addition to the commentary team. Julian Stanley was meant to be with us today but unfortunately has fallen unwell. But ZAIRE at the last second has taken the mantle. And ZAIRE, you've been a big advocate and a big fan of women's basketball all across the world in your time as a player. And you've been watching the WNBL closely. It's a very competitive league this season. And between two teams with decent records, Solent still 3-4, but still in 4th place, and Worcester in 2nd place on a 5-1 mark.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've always been a big fan of women's basketball. I've always been a big fan of women's basketball as a whole. And growing up, I've been to more WNBA games watching New York Liberty than I ever seen the Knicks. So, like, they were going to the finals, so I liked seeing them.
Of course, yeah, and two teams today. Worcester Wolves coming from a game yesterday against the Cardiff Met Archers. Solent have had virtually a week off. They didn't play. They played last week, but they had the day off yesterday. They played Ipswich last week in a very competitive game. Do you feel that extra game that Worcester have played 24 hours ago might come back to them, or is there an advantage there for Solent?
I think it's a gift and a curse. The beauty of Worcester is that they're a young team. I don't think, like, everybody on the team's under 24 years old, so at that age you could play forever. I know me, if I'm playing a back-to-back, that might be a whole different story. So I don't think the back-to-back might affect them too hard, especially coming off a win. So the fact that they won the game, they may be rolling high. They may be rolling high, and they have a good record right now.
And with just a minute to go, we'll quickly go to the teams, starting with the Solent Kestrels. And a number of offensive firepower in that team, ZAIRE, led by Christina Karpova and Christina Velke. But Faye Endine is coming into her own this season. No,
definitely. They're a very well-balanced team. The thing about Velke is she's definitely leading the way. She leads the team in assists, points, rebounds, minutes. But at the same time, in every single statistical category, there's always someone there holding that torch right with her, whether it's the assists or it's the rebounding. Jackson, I believe, is really strong inside, getting rebounds, and it's like they do things by committee. So that's going to be something interesting to see.
And for the Worcester Wolves, it seems that there's no Carolina Marquez today, who is still on the bench. She picked up an injury yesterday in the game against Cardiff and is not on the stat sheet, although she is on the live stats online. But it doesn't seem like she'll be playing today.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one. She's the leading scorer, obviously, so that's a big blow. And to be honest, it's just that kind of year.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, this was an injury, but you're seeing this throughout. I don't think, being at Worthing, I don't think we've had a game where we've had a full roster, and I think that's happening to every team in the country. It's the things that you're going to have to deal with the virus and with basketball being a contact sport. You put that together, it's going to be an extremely tough year.
And the starting 5 for the Worcester Wolves are out. Shanice Turner, Estella Maloney-Danners, Imogen Yaud, Nuri Seydagha are out on the floor. And for the Solent Kestrels, Chiara Di Stefano, Christina Velke, Christina Karpova, Andrea Kakowski.
I'm actually excited right now.
And Alicia Jackson are out on the floor. And ZAIRE, just quickly, as we are just about to start proceedings, obviously we featured you guys yesterday against the Solent Kestrels, just coming up short.
We actually going to talk about that?
Oh, well, I'm still going to talk about it.
No, it's okay.
As we will just prepare ourselves for that question in just a second, as both teams will take a knee for Black Lives Matter. And as we fight for equality across the world, both teams showing their support towards the movement. And ZAIRE, as said, we featured you guys yesterday on NBL Live. Just your thoughts on that game.
I mean, everybody knows Solent's a tough team, very competitive. The favorite coming into the season after having the whole season not losing a game. Well, almost a whole season. Didn't get to complete it. But yeah, I mean, we were down a few guys. They picked up an early injury as well. I hope he's all right. But they're a strong team, and I think, although the score wasn't reflected, I think we took a lot away from that game, and I even think we've improved since we played them last. And I think it's going to be it's a process for us this year.
Inma Batista short with her layup. Here is Velke for the Kestrels. Kicks it out.
Good, great pass. Great pass.
Open lady there was Faye Endine, but her three-pointer is no good. And here is Shanice Turner, who had a great game yesterday against Cardiff Med Archers.
I think one of the things we need to look at in this game is just looking at that first shot that Solent took. It came off a beautiful driving kick. And if you look at Solent, they got a number of players, even foul. Oh, what should have been another assist.
Absolutely, yeah. Turnover there, and it will be a Worcester possession.
But a big difference I've noticed is that Worcester only have 2 players on their team averaging more than 2 assists. And those 2 players average under 3 assists. So the way the team score their baskets, I think, is going to be something that's very telling in this game.
But what I've seen from Worcester this season, they've been newly promoted from NBL Division 2. They won Division 2 North last season with a 9-2 record before the coronavirus hit. Is there a very physical side? They get up in your face as Shanice Turner bumps her way inside, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Good take. I like that.
And Shanice Turner, 23 points, 12 rebounds against Cardiff yesterday, and that was before a 10.6 rebound effort against Nottingham Trent, a very physical player. But that is what Worcester are like, a very physical team. They will get up in your face. Or, they'll play full court if they have to. They'll do anything they need to do to stop the opposition.
And the thing is, if you look at the first 2 possessions, you look at how Worcester came down, Turner drove straight into the lane on an isolation. Very physical, like you said. If the defender stepped up a little earlier, that play may have went the other way. But I think it's going to be about the style of play, who controls the tempo and who controls their style.
Jackson inside, foul called straight away. That's on Imogen Yaud for the Wolves. That'll be her first foul of the day. And Shanice Turner, 1 of 2 from the line previous. She was 4 of 13 from the line yesterday against Cardiff. So she'll be looking to improve her statistics on the foul line. Velke.
Good.
Here is De Stefano.
Great
long.
kick.
Velke gets the offensive rebound, but maybe hurried her layup attempt. And Worcester come up with it. They lead 1-0 in the early going. Bautista.
Good pass.
Maloney,
good shot.
No good with her three-pointer. Maloney Danners.
Velke's really controlling this game very well. Nothing's come up successful yet, but they're all great shot opportunities. There was the turnover that was really, in my opinion, a good pass. And even following up with that rebound.
De Stefano kicks it out. Velke for 3. And the offensive rebound by Endine kicks it out to Velke again, and that's a beautiful move from Christina Velke, and the Kestrels off the mark.
It was a great pass. Every single shot that Solent came from a pass. Good
nice
defense.
Steal there from Faye Endine, and now it's 1-on-2 here. Faye Endine all the way and banks it home. Faye Endine, who is averaging 16 points a game this season. What a season she's had so far for the Kestrels. And a turnover there, another turnover from the Wolves. Something that head coach Ryan Emery will really want to crack down on today. Alicia Jackson.
I think it's really interesting how Worcester is such a physical team.
That's a beautiful move from Kakowski, and she puts in the 2. And the Kestrels racing out to a 6-1 lead here.
You wouldn't expect a team coming from a lower division to be as physical as they are.
And that's justified with their record at the moment and the fact that they won Division 2 last season. They're second at the moment. De Stefano finding some room inside.
Keep your head up. One more. Great
Pass there. No good, but Maloney Danners got the offensive rebound. It will stay, I think it will stay a Solent possession. And substitutions coming in there as we see the replay of that. As Jess Baker comes into the game for the first time for the Wolves.
I think this is a very interesting time in the game right now. I feel like that first 3-4 minutes, your adrenaline's up. And this is when everybody gets their second win and you get settled in and you start to play. And we're going to see what both teams bring to the table now.
Velke. Probably one of the main offensive threats. Nice
Great
pass inside to Jackson, but too strong with her attempt. They just about keep it alive and they'll reset. Velke. Nice pass to Jackson. That's beautifully done from the Kestrels. Early timeout from Ryan Emery as the Kestrels lead 8-1. Beautiful start, and you can sense that Solent getting into their rhythm early on and Worcester still trying to find their feet into this game.
When players miss shots, it doesn't register as any stat, as an assist, but Velke's dominating the offensive play for Solent. She's creating plays and opportunities for others, and the interesting thing is those misses can later turn into makes. And sometimes it takes that miss for the player to get the make.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that people often miss. You make a great play, get them a nice open shot, that makes them more comfortable. They missed that one, but now 3 minutes later, someone else might pass them the ball, and that shot they missed now becomes a shot that they're making. So I think all the plays, as much as they go unnoticed right now, she's playing a tremendous game already.
Absolutely, and if you've just joined us on the Basketball England YouTube channel, welcome. Today's game and all NBL, WNBL games are sponsored by Sure Shot, Wilson, and SportServe. Sure Shot, the official equipment supplier to Basketball England, and Wilson, the official ball supplier to Basketball England. .6:15 remaining, and if you were Coach Ryan Emery's eye, what would you be telling your team?
I don't think they're playing bad basketball, actually. I think that right now it's too early to tell. It's a 7-point game. You come down, make a shot, and you're right back in it. So I don't think they're doing anything wrong. But I wonder how it feels for them being out there without their leading scorer. I also haven't seen the other Turner as well. So, and she had a good game yesterday, I noticed. So
beautiful basket there. There you go. Inma Batista for 2. She likes that pull-up mid-range jumper. And here's De Stefano. Finds a bit of room, shoots from the elbow and puts it in.
Good pick.
Chiara De Stefano for 2. And that's her first field goal of the afternoon. And already
it looks like Solent's playing at a quicker tempo than Worcester. And the question is, does that game make a difference that they had yesterday?
Another turnover from the Wolves. Here comes De Stefano. Endine passes it back to De Stefano, and that's too strong. But another offensive rebound. This time Christina Velke gets it. Endine from the elbow again, and it was thinking about it, and it's going to be a Worcester ball. As Jessica Rowlands in the game for the first time. A really creative player, had 3 assists in just 10 minutes against Cardiff yesterday, did Jessica Rowlands. As Nuri Sidaka will take a seat, as will Jess Baker.
I feel like Turner made a very great drive on the first possession she had. And That's when she scored 1 point at the line. And it's been pretty quiet since then. I feel like she could have that kind of success all night if she chooses to.
Layla Hall and Shanice Turner back into the game for the Wolves. Bautista, no good. Shanice Turner gets it, but couldn't even find the rim with her attempt. And Sylvia Canty into the game for the first time for the Kestrels. Kukowski.
Good pass.
Nice pass. No good from De Stefano.
Although the game's really close and it's real early to tell right now.
Nice pass inside.
Great
Layla
pass.
Hall finishes.
You get the impression that if both teams continue to play this way, it could become a rout. Because the shots that Solent are getting are too open and too easy. Whether they're being made or missed right now, that could change any moment.
Jackson.
Good defense.
Just about finds De Stefano. Kukowski back to the basket. Kicks it out. Velke for
Good
three.
shot.
Velke puts it in
Good
for
pass.
three. Beautiful passing from Solent. It was a little scrappy at first as you see the replay of Velke hitting that three. 13-5.
And if you notice, she had choices of who she wanted to pass to. Which open player do I want to pass to right now?
Turner.
Good take.
Turner spins and she'll go to the foul line again for the Wolves.
And that's what I was saying. They need a lot more of that. She gets her isolation situations. She need to make hard attacks. She'll draw the contact. And then it becomes, can she make her free throws? She had 23 points yesterday, but one thing I did notice is she was 4 for 13 from the free throw line. So can't have another night like that.
Andrea Kukowski comes out of the game, and Erica Mayer comes in for her first minutes of the day as Shanice Turner makes the first free throw.
She'll be able to draw contact and draw fouls all night, but she can't go to the line and get 50% every time.
Absolutely. 2 for 4 now from the foul line is Shanice Turner. Here is De Stefano. De Stefano with the floater. Beautifully done from Chiara De Stefano.
I like how they pushed the tempo up. Got it there. Good
nice
movement.
passing, yeah, nice passing from the Wolves, and Maloney Danners just slowing it down. Finds Hall.
Good pass.
On the spin was Bautista, but finds nothing. And here come the Kestrels again with Sylvia Canty. Canty now finds Mayer.
Though they had no success, that was definitely one of the better possessions with ball movement.
And Alicia Jackson will go back to the foul line for 2. And Alicia Jackson, a player that you're a big fan of, Zaire Taylor. You've watched her a few times last season and this season. A very physical forward.
No, definitely. And the way she attacks the glass more than anything is something I really appreciate. I feel like the rebounding, it's a stat. It is a major stat, but it's one that I think gets overshadowed by the points and other things. But if she could, got to make them pay. Let's see if she can make this one.
As said, yeah, you got to make your free throws. Kestrels lead 15-6, 3:02 remaining in the first quarter. And now that lead stretches to double digits for the first time. And Worcester, who actually started their first quarter 20-9, scored the first 10 points against Cardiff.
Miscommunication.
Against Cardiff,
Can
really,
she finish?
yeah, really struggling as Velke misses the layup. Shanice Turner. Turner looking for options, and we'll find it in Bautista. Here is Bautista again, looking for Maloney Danners. Danners running into trouble there. Instead, Rowlands picks it up. Rowlands going all the way, blocked by Velke. Good defense there from Solent. Velke going again all the way, and she'll go to the line for 2. Yeah, she'll go to the line for 2.
I feel like Turner's being a little bit too passive right now. The thing is, you do have to get the ball moving. You want to get everybody touching the ball, everybody getting involved. But when you're down, someone who performed very well for you last night, along with your leading scorer, someone has to take it by the reins and say, you know what, I'm going to step up. And to be honest, it looks like it should be her.
And as I just mentioned earlier on, Worcester started the game against Cardiff on a 10-0 run, won the first quarter against Cardiff 20-9. It was an electric start from them, but they seem to be a little out of sorts, it seems, in the first the first 8 minutes of this game.
Yeah, and I think it comes with experience. It's a young team. It's a team that's new to the level of play. Though they're having a lot of success, these things are going to rear its head throughout the season, time and time again, and it's just something that it's a growing pain you're gonna have to overcome. And
Solent, of course, in Division 1 mainstayers, 3-4 record as Derby into the game for the first time. Another attempt, but again, Solent, they've been like a tower in defense. Here's May, a nice pass. Extra pass is doing well here for Solent. Beautifully done. And unfortunately not finished by Sylvia Canty as we enter the final 2 minutes of the quarter.
And I think that's the difference that I brought up earlier with how they choose to score their baskets as a team.
And another turnover, Shanice Turner with a too strong a pass, excuse me, as I can get my words out there. Here is Canty to Endine. Solent seem to be settling.
On the wing.
Absolutely have been settling in much nicer as Canty, off-balance shot, Turner rebounds. Seems like everything
This is the time to attack. The bigs aren't back yet, and there it goes.
Absolutely. Turner again going to the foul line, and that's something that Worcester like doing. They like to attack the basket. If there's a shot, as you see, Turner going strong to the hoop there. With Turner, and especially with all the Worcester team, if there's a lane down there, they will take it. They don't want to opt for too many three-point shots. They want to attack the basket.
When you look at Turner at the free throw line right now, she looks extremely gassed. That's another missed free throw. But the thing is, when I'm looking at the fact that the 3 times she's gotten to the line 3 times. She's having a lot of success in her drives. But when you look at how gassed she appears at the line, you wonder if that last night's game or just fatigue as a whole is playing a role in why she's not being as aggressive as maybe she should.
And we just have a few issues with our game clock and shot clock at the moment, as both teams will be asked just to go to the benches for just a few seconds while they figure this out. And while we've got time to talk about this, ZAIRE, we've mentioned our game day sponsors and all the BE initiatives that are, we're going to be talking about the Basketball England initiatives. Something that you're a big advocate of is encouraging kids to play, and that's what Slam Jam is all about. Another of the Basketball England initiatives, encouraging young kids to play basketball, whether it's outdoors or indoors, just get involved in the sport. And that's something that, especially during lockdown, you and Ishmael Fontaine have been big on, encouraging kids to play basketball.
No, definitely. I mean, I think it's very important. And to be honest, even when I'm constructing my team, yes, I want talented players. I want players that are about winning. But just as important, I need players that care about the community, not willing to do it because it's contractual, but people that want to help the youth and the people that – because the thing is, I see myself in all of them. I'm from a different country, and there's differences there, but at the end of the day, I see myself in all these kids, and it's like, if I didn't have the people that were there helping me, then I don't think I would have the career that I had or success, or I don't think I'd have a university degree either. So I owe a lot of people a lot, and I can't do anything for them. All I could do is try to give it back to the others. And there's a lot of people in this country and a lot of organizations that feel the same way, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Go, good back door.
Layla Hall for 3, no good. Big rebound from probably the smallest player on the court, Grace Darby. And Worcester can reset. Final minute of the quarter. And here is St. Dagha. And the pass wayward, Layla Hall will collect. Shot clock winding down to 1, and a shot clock violation there for the Worcester Wolves. Another turnover, though.
As open as Hall was for that shot, it didn't appear that she wanted to shoot it.
That's the 7th turnover also for the Wolves in this quarter alone. 41.7 seconds left.
That's a bad pace. I wonder what they do here. Do they try to go for a 2-for-1? Do they try to pick up their tempo? It was great time for it, but they've been getting a lot of success just moving the ball well.
But a turnover there as Bautista collects it, and Bautista going all the way and lays it in.
They might get a 2-for-1 now. They're going to get the ball again if they get a stop.
Endine.
This could be a great way to end the half for them.
Endine finds Maya. Alicia Jackson. Extra pass is being made to count here as Karpova is off for 3.
If you score here, this could give you a lot of momentum going into the second quarter.
Here is Bautista looking for Hall and finds her. Hall finds Danners, and her floater is no good.
Can't ask for more than that. Don't foul.
Final seconds of the quarter, and that ends the first quarter here at Solent Sports Complex, and the Kestrels lead the Worcester Wolves 18-8 in what has been a relatively physical first quarter of play, but both teams, you could see just getting into their rhythm just a little bit. Christina Velke leads all scorers with 7 points for the Kestrels, and Inma Bautista has 4 for the Wolves, but only 3 scorers on the board for the Worcester Wolves at the moment.
I mean, that score I don't think reflects some of the success that they did have. They had a lot of success driving the ball. Turner missed 4 free throws, 2 for 6, I believe, and those shots go in. She's getting the drives. I feel like also it might be fatigue. I think it is fatigue with her. And if she could find ways, hopefully getting a breather now, if she could realize that she's getting success and she could seal the deal and finish her breakfast and make the layups, make the free throws, then this is going to be this will be a different ball game.
Absolutely. And for Coach Ryan Emery, it's just a case of just telling his teams just calm the turnovers down, keep them down. They scored 18 points off 16 Nottingham Trent turnovers a couple of weeks ago. However, they had 25 turnovers in that game, and they had 32 turnovers last night despite the victory. So it is so important for them to keep the turnovers down. But for Solent, what would you be telling your team right now if you were CJ Lee?
I think more than anything, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. One thing I would key on that hasn't been an issue because the free throws didn't go in is I would still be a little bit nervous at Turner. I think that she could, if she could turn it up, and I think their help needs to step in a little bit faster and keep her off the line. She hasn't made a field goal yet. Make her earn her shots on the floor.
And if you've just joined us on the Basketball England YouTube channel, welcome. Great to see so many of you tuning in today to watch this game here at the Solent Sports Complex between two very talented teams, the Solent Kestrels and the Worcester Wolves.
Another thing that Solent could do is turn up the pressure just a little bit more. With the way they turned the ball over, I'd wonder if we could add some pressure and change that. She's sitting in the key.
Bautista will be called for the foul on the floor there. It's a good screen from Layla Hall to free up Bautista to go to the hoop, as that's a second foul on Erica Mayer.
Let's see what they run. We got to get an inbound.
And
there goes another turnover.
Another turnover from the Wolves. It didn't seem like they knew which play was going to be run there. They just hit and hope, and the turnover was called.
I've actually ran that play before on a team, and I think the pace that they ran that play at was very sluggish. It was very laxed. Everybody cruised to their spots, and that's something that would really frustrate you as a coach.
Endine.
I think they have to step their energy up. I think their energy is a difference in this score.
Karpova was fouled on the floor again. In fact, no, she stepped out of bounds. Excuse me. So back-to-back turnovers to start the second quarter here. As I can see a number of Solent Kestrels players rocking the Christmas socks as we are coming close to Christmas. I noticed you weren't rocking the Christmas socks yesterday, were you? You're not a Christmas guy. I know you're not a Christmas guy anyways, I hear.
I'm starting to come around a bit. I'm starting to come around.
I'm still waiting on my Christmas present from 3 years ago, but that's all right. Don't worry about it.
Oh, man.
Here is Bautista for the Wolves. Inside to Seydagha.
Good move.
Nice movement off the glass, too strong. Rebound from Mayer. She collects the loose ball, and Velke can come up with it for the Kestrels.
Good attack.
Here is
Great
Karpova.
pass.
Karpova found a bit of room, instead finds Endine.
Turned down the good shot for the
Endine drove inside, And as we will see on the replay here, Endine just driving strong to the hoop and knocking into 2 Worcester players. It'll be a blocking foul, so it'll stay a Solent possession.
She turned down the good one for a play that could have went either way.
Exactly, but so did Karpova as well. Karpova found some room, but instead wanted the extra pass as Velke
won't.
Yeah, Velke will go straight away for 3, and it'll be out of bounds. Too strong with her 3-point attempt. Solent shooting just 1 for 7 from downtown in this game. Here is Hall inside, and Seidaka was, I think, fouled by Karpova there, and she was.
I think they see a mismatch that they want there. I think the last few times down, they've been looking towards that post. She's been posting hard, and they just need to find her.
And Seidaka had 16 points a couple weeks ago against Nottingham Trent University, but will look to keep her turnovers down. She had 8 turnovers against Cardiff yesterday. And here she is on the ball, putting the moves on Karpova. 3-second violation called. Just camping out a bit too long in the paint there was Nuri Seidaka. And you can see Worcester now applying a bit of pressure to the ball handler as Karpova brings it over the timeline. Here is Velke. Velke on 7 points at the moment. Finds Mayer. Karpova wide open for 3.
Good shot.
And again, no good for Kristina Karpova, who's just struggling to find her rhythm from downtown. An excellent 3-point shooter.
They're getting great shots. It's like it's just a lid on the basket at the moment.
And that's for both teams as well, as Maloney Danners misses from downtown. A wide open Bautista, and her effort is no good. And the Kestrels will just slow it down and set up.
Good pass.
Velke under the basket. I think she stepped out of bounds, and she did. And a timeout has been called. As you see, yep, just foot outside there for Velke.
Looking at the last few plays, I'm kind of curious of how many turnovers Solent has now.
Well, Solent are currently on 5 turnovers right now.
So I would imagine, what is that, 5 to 8?
5 to 8, yes.
So that number, that margin's starting to change a bit.
In fact, scrap that. That's 9 turnovers. Excuse me, check that. 9 turnovers for the Wolves.
9 to 5.
And both teams not shooting the ball very well at the moment. 31% for the Kestrels, just 17% for the Worcester Wolves at the moment. But neither team has actually opened their account. 2 minutes gone in this second quarter.
And something very interesting is coming into this game, coming into this weekend, Worcester's had six girls with shooting 45% from 3, 37, 44, 75, 50, 42. You look at those numbers from the three-point line and you would think this is going to be a dangerous team. This is going to be a dangerous game. They haven't hit a three-pointer yet. They haven't shot in too many. But obviously early season stats,
absolutely,
they're a bit skewed.
Absolutely. Anything can change, after 6-7 games of the WNBL season.
So I think that's something interesting to see. The fact that we're already into the second quarter, they haven't hit a shot when you have those stat lines from the three-point line from so many players.
But Worcester, a team who prefer to attack the basket rather than get the three-point shot off, as Layla Hall has the ball.
But when you look at Worcester's scoring struggles, you do have to keep in mind they are missing their leading scorer.
Absolutely, absolutely. Carolina Marquez not playing today.
I think Marquez would make a huge difference right now for them. But you play what you got.
Absolutely. Here is Faye Endine.
Another shot. Oh.
No, Karpova looking to find someone inside. Now she'll take the shot.
Won't turn it down twice.
And Karpova, it rattles around the rim and out. And here come the Wolves. Rebound from Layla Hall.
And these shots Solent are taking, a lot of them are just in and out, rolling around the rim.
Here is Shanice Turner from deep.
Ooh.
Worcester still confident on shooting that 3-ball as well. Endine, it's 2-on-1. Kurkowski. Worcester, though, recover. Erica Mayer with the floater. It's good. And finally, we get our first field goal of the second quarter. Bautista. And here is Segdagha. And she was fouled.
Good cut, good cut.
That's another thing that we've both noticed so far. Worcester, they cut to the basket really well. They're always moving. There's no one standing still, which is a good thing for the Wolves. You just need to finish those layups. Here is Bautista putting the moves on Endine for 3. That's long.
Good crash, good crash.
But Velke comes up with it, and now it's 3 on 2.
Great
And Kurkowski,
pass.
no, will not finish the layup. Endine collects the offensive board and finishes on the follow.
Oh, she's not focused. They wanted to pass the ball up.
Yep. Sig Dughuff goes inside, blocked by Erica Mayer. And now it's 2 on 1 if they're quick enough. Here is Endine. And Endine.
Good defense. Way to get back.
Absolutely. Couldn't quite
Attack.
hold her.
Attack here.
Shanice Turner. And another turnover for the Wolves. And I think Christina Karpova was tripped there, but it went out of bounds anyway. It'll be a Solent ball. And you can see both teams now starting to pick up the pace in transition. They just need that final pass to be solid so they can finish.
I feel like Turner is settling way too much. I feel like you're on a one-on-one fast break. You've had a lot of success drawing fouls, but another thing is missing free throws today, missing free throws the game before. Sometimes that can play into your head, and you say, you know what, I don't want to get to the line.
Turner putting the moves on Jarju, who's into the game for the first time. And Safi Jarju, I think, was called for the foul. Yep, that's her first. And that's 2 shots again for Shanice Turner. And as you said, you know, it's all good being 50%, but they will come back to haunt you every miss that you make. So it's important that Turner connects on these foul shots, and she makes the first.
And looking at her shoot the ball, she shoots the ball well. Sometimes it's just in your head as a player. I think sometimes it's just a little rut you get in.
And yeah, makes them both. And finally, the Wolves are in double figures with 5:59 remaining. Here is Jarju. Nice pass from Jarju, and Jackson travelled. Charlotte Finn into the game for the first time for the Kestrels as well, number 6. Only turned 18 in June. Great to see another young product out of the Itchen College on the court for the Kestrels.
What I would do to be 18 again.
I agree with you. Oh, I agree with you.
Good crash. Got to grab it.
Absolutely.
Grab the ball.
Velke comes up with it off the rebound from Jackson. Here is Endine. And here is Finn for 3. That
was like social distancing defense.
Absolutely.
There was no one within 2 meters.
Endine on the floater is good and the foul. Faye Endine going all the way. As you can see on the replay, beautiful take from Faye Endine, almost a circus shot going up. And now Faye Endine will go to the line. Had 13 points, 5 steals against Ipswich last week. It was unfortunate that Solent got the loss in that. It was a very competitive game against the league leaders.
Solent's record's not the greatest right now, but it is very early.
Turner going all the way, and I think an offensive foul will be called on Shanice Turner, bumping into Alicia Jackson.
But you can't let that deter you. That's one play. You're 4 out of 5 with attacks to the basket.
Shanice Turner currently 0 for 3 from the field, but has 4 points, all from the foul line.
You can't let that one bad play turn you off from what's been working for you.
Here is Finn. Finn looking for Velke and finds her.
Great
inside
pass
to Jackson. Jackson misses the floater, and a foul called. I think that'll be on Charlotte Finn.
That's free throws, I believe.
And it is, yeah. They're in the penalty, so that's Finn's first. And with 4:59 remaining, that's a good thing for the Wolves. Solent in the penalty. Worcester, as I've said before, like to drive to the basket. They prefer that over the three-point shot. So this could be a great opportunity for them to get back into this game.
No, definitely. But when Velke gets the ball, it's almost like you just know something good is going to happen.
Absolutely, yeah.
Normally, I'd been like, keep the ball moving. But you know she's going to pinpoint, identify who's open, take the right shot if it's for her. And it's just fun to watch.
That's just the joy of the WNBL, though. There are so many key players that not many people know about, talk about, and that's what NBL Live is looking to do, looking to promote those players. It's what we did last season. Now we can see more teams are starting to stream their home games. Pretty much every Division 1 team is streaming their games, and most WNBL teams also streaming their games. It's great to see, isn't it?
No, definitely. It's needed. It's extremely needed right now. I was so happy I got the call today because just being able to come to a basketball game, see a basketball game live, I feel like it's a privilege in these times. So
absolutely. Well, Tosin Oyelisi, who joined me for commentary yesterday, said pretty much exactly the same thing. His side, the Westminster Wolves, alongside Justin Hitchman, obviously their league has been halted until Basketball England say further and government advice says further. So it's just such a privilege to be able to watch basketball live in person, and hopefully soon the great fans of the league will be able to come and see. And of course, you playing for Worthing Thunder, Worthing Thunder has been synonymous with terrific fans over the years, and they're itching to get back to the Leisure Centre when the Leisure Centre reopens.
Definitely. Me too.
Of course, you'll be playing at your temporary home of Durrington High School soon enough.
And we do appreciate them a lot, and we've had a great relationship with them for years. So allowing us to have that facility, we're extremely appreciative as a club.
Bautista off the score from Jarju. Here is Bautista again.
I like the intensity on the defense right there. Looks like it picked up a bit.
Hall.
Good cut. Good ball movement.
It's nice, yeah,
side to side.
Absolutely nice ball movement. However, shot clock is winding down. They've got to put up something, and a three-point attempt from Bautista.
Straight up, look at the basket.
Is no good. It's almost like you're coaching this, aren't you? Here is Bautista, long three. And Jarju with the rebound.
Good rebound.
Yeah, Jarju with the rebound. That's her first of the day. Alicia Jackson all the way, and she will go to the line. Blocking foul on Bautista. That will be her third foul of the day.
Looking at it right there, it doesn't look like it was going to, with the angle, it doesn't look like it's going to be the easiest layup. So that's a foul you don't necessarily want. You want to see if she's going to make it on her own, I think. That angle was kind of tough, going full speed.
Alicia Jackson, a player who likes to be back to the basket, straight up, go in, transition. She kind of has a bit of a weakness there.
It's not exactly her bread and butter.
Exactly. There we go.
So, you
however, she can finish from there though.
Definitely.
But sometimes her body can be a bit all over the place as she.
One thing she is showing us though is that she'll make a free throw.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A little miscommunication on defense. Okay, sort it out.
Grace Darby.
Attack.
Grace Darby finds Hall. Hall putting the moves on Jackson. Nice pass. Well, it wasn't intended for Darby, but it gets her. Turner for three. Ooh. And Worcester's struggles from deep continue.
After today, I think those
Endine. Nice pass to Jackson, and Jackson's layup attempt is too strong, and it will stay a Worcester possession.
I think this is the game
or Solent possession, excuse me. Sorry,
no
sorry.
Worries. I think this is the game where those three-point stats that I mentioned before start to get balanced out a bit.
3:39 remaining in the Kestrels lead, 28-11. Here is Velke. Bit of a height mismatch there, but she finds a way through. And another rebound for the Kestrels. Inside was Faye Endine. Gets her own rebound, though. Jarju was a bit out of control, turns it over, and here come the Worcester Wolves. But it's 3-on-2, though, so Solent have people back. Darby. And it goes out of bounds. It will stay. Yeah, it will stay a Worcester ball, but almost thought like it, as you can see on the replay there, can't really see it from that angle, but that was a 50-50 call as St. Dagha and Maloney Danners come into the game. And Imogen Yaud and Layla Hall come out. And here is Maloney Danners. Finds Jessica Rowlands, and her three-point attempt is no good, and Faye Endine will let it go out of bounds. Worcester now 0 for 13 from downtown in this half.
This score is getting stretched at the moment.
Jarju, no good, and Seydagha with the rebound. And Worcester just slowing it down with 2:45 remaining in the half. And almost, yeah, she just couldn't pick up the ball there, Jessica Rowlands. In fact, Grace Darby gets it. Shot clock down to 6. Darby going strong and travels with it. Good defense there
and it was
from Charlotte Finn.
They created a great shot opportunity, but good passes lead to good shots.
But you've got to make those shots, and that's another thing. Worcester 0 for 13 from downtown.
No, exactly. But when you're catching it by your foot or if it's off target, these things. Trust me, I played with Alex Awumi, and I used to get cursed out quite often if it wasn't right in his pocket.
Here is Finn. Finn finds Canty. Canty. Solent passing the ball around nicely. Canty finds Velke. Shot clock down to 5.
Good extra pass.
Jarju with the open shot, no good. And another rebound for Shanice Turner, who finds Grace Darby. Darby finds Maloney Danners all the way, and her layup attempt is no good.
Attack.
And now Solent can break, but Worcester are back as a 5. Here is Velke. Looking for the screen from Jarju, gets it. Velke going all the way, finds Finn. Finn for 3, and that's short. From here, that looked pretty good.
I thought it was.
Yeah, but it was just short. And Worcester can slow it down. Seydagha on the spin. Nice extra pass, but unfortunately, Jessica Rowlands couldn't grab it. Here comes Sylvia Canty to Velke. Velke with the layup and banks it home. Timeout called by Ryan Emery of the Worcester Wolves. It's been a scrappy second quarter, but Kestrels now building their lead again. They lead by 19.
That was Velke's first basket since the first quarter.
Absolutely, yeah.
She's still been very much in the game, however. She still made a lot of plays, but it's pretty balanced. It looks like everybody's getting involved for Solent.
And if you've just joined us here on the Basketball England YouTube channel, welcome. John Hobbs alongside Worthing Thunder's ZAIRE Taylor. And ZAIRE, you've obviously spent the majority of your career in England in the British Basketball League. You've made the transition to the National Basketball League with Worthing Thunder. What has the transition been like for you now that you've settled into the NBL, 2-time MVP and everything else?
It's been a great transition, I think. I think the biggest transition is more so off the court. I think the responsibilities that I've taken on and businesses that I'm starting and the position that I am in my life now, I think is the difference. And I think basketball is one of many focuses, or playing basketball is one. Everything in my life is basketball, but it becomes one of many focuses. So I think it does take a bit away, but I'm passionate about all of it actually, especially the youth. Sometimes there's conflicting issues with gaming schedules, and I don't know which one I'm gonna go to. If I'm gonna go to my game or coach the game.
Turner off the screen from Seydagha, and she'll go to the line. That was good footwork there from Shanice Turner, and she's going to go back to the foul line for 2.
I wasn't sure if it was a little too good, to be honest.
Shanice Turner with 4 points, all from the foul line so far.
Oh.
Misses the first, and you can tell with Solent, it doesn't seem like they mind fouling Shanice Turner going to the bucket.
The only problem with that is if it was a closer game, that could add up.
Yeah.
But with a lead like this at the moment, I would make it from the line as well.
Velke finds Kurkowski. Here is Canty. Final minutes of this second quarter. Here is Kurkowski, the German going inside, and she'll go to the line. She will go to the line for 2. As you can see, great footwork there from Kakowski going to the bucket.
It was. That was a very classic old school move.
Absolutely.
That was the first post move I ever learned. And it still works today. Never stops.
You haven't really lost it, have you? I know Tozen and Justin yesterday were hoping that at least you or Ishmael were going to throw it down at some point, but we never saw one.
No.
those days
Ishmael.
are gone. Those days are gone, are they? Here is Shanice Turner. Turner going all the way. That was a wild possession there.
The problem for me isn't getting up to dunk it anymore. It's just how much energy and effort. I might need to get subbed after.
I still remember your dunking days at the Riders and the Worcester Wolves. I still remember that. Here is Di Stefano, and it'll stay a Solent possession. 30.9 seconds left on the clock, and Solent lead 31-12.
That could be demoralizing at times when you make good defensive stops and somehow it just gets hit out of bounds and it's still their ball. Or
nice pick and roll, and it finishes with a bucket from Andrea Kakowski.
What started off as a good stop, blocking the shot, still ends up in 2 points. I know for me that's extremely frustrating when I make a good play or my team does and we still don't get the desired result.
There's around a 7-second differential between shot clock and game clock, and Shanice Turner going back to the foul line. As you can see there, and a hard screen there, but as you can see, nice take there from Shanice Turner. She'll go to the line for 2.
All right. Back at the line. Good shot.
And Shanice Turner makes the first. And you can see already as well from the first free throws she was taking to now, there's a lot more time being put into these free throw attempts. And Shanice Turner makes them both. And you can see Worcester now just pressing a little bit in the final 20 seconds of the half as Georgia Derby contests there on De Stefano.
Good
and
pass,
here is Jarju.
Attack.
Nice play from Jarju, and she scores. Shot clock winding down, and I don't think Worcester will get a shot off. I don't think Georgia Derby realised that the shot clock was continuing, and that ends the first half here at the Solent Sports Complex. The Kestrels lead the Worcester Wolves 35-14, and Christina Velke leading all scorers with 9 points. Shanice Turner, the high girl for the Wolves, with 7. A good half, though, from the Kestrels.
It was a great half. To be honest, I think the score doesn't even reflect how well they played. I think they played even better. When you look at the number of shots that they missed wide open and second chance opportunities that weren't finished, I think this score could be a little worse than it is. But on the bright side for Worcester, it's still an achievable game. It's still a game you get back into. And if it's not a game that you're going to be able to get back into or win, it's time to start taking positives from it. Can we get Turner finishing from the line? She just made her last 2. Can she start get out that little rush she's been in for these last 2 games? Can we get better ball movement and get more points off an assist? Can we make things a bit easier for us? And also, I just think the energy, I don't know if it's because of the second game. They're obviously having a lot of success in the league. And I don't know if it's because it's the back-to-back game, playing 2 in 2 days. But it's just a little bit of sluggishness when you compare the 2 teams. So,
and of course as well, Bautista on 3 fouls, 4 points. That's a big thing as well for the Wolves.
4 points is second leading scorer. That's gonna at halftime. That's gonna be tough. And then to have 3 fouls, I just think you just clear the score. You play each play to win. You don't play the game to win anymore. You play each play to win. And if you do that, maybe 5 minutes into the game, this game is 6 points closer.
Yeah.
and then you start to feel achievable.
Absolutely.
Then 5 more, and you're down 10.
And we talk about Solent as well. Christina Velke, I know you're a big fan of her. She leads all scorers with 9. But Faye Endine has come into her own, has 6 points. Alicia Jackson with 5, alongside Andrea Kakowski. So there's a balanced scoring effort in the Solent Kestrels team there.
Yeah, it's very balanced. And everybody's getting involved. It's when you have that many people scoring in the half. I've been on teams where that many people haven't played in the first half. And you're getting production from all of them, and not just the scoring. You look at the way they're sharing the ball and creating shots for one another, and you look at how they're all participating on the boards. And when you do those things, you're going to be dangerous for anybody to beat. And like I was saying earlier, I don't think Solent's record is a reflection of their talent and how good they're going to be the rest of this year.
And just finally as well, with Georgia Darby and with Imogen Yaud and Maloney Danners as well, playing significant minutes but not really putting many points on the board, will they look to influence the third and fourth quarter as we go on? Of course, Worcester short-handed today. Definitely.
I mean, in a game like this, one thing I'd be looking at as a coach, missing 2 players that played big for us, a leading scorer. I think I want to see what I have from each player. I want to see who's going to say, you know what, I'm down 20. I'm going to step up. I'm going to dive on the floor. I'm not a make the shot. I'm going to take the shot. Because before you can make a shot, you have to take the shot.
Yeah.
And who's going to just get gritty and get on that glass. We talked about how physical Worcester is. I want to see. I don't want to just see it on your drive to the basket. I want to see it on the way you attack the glass. I don't mind if you knock somebody over. I don't mind if you get an offensive foul. I want to see the energy, that toughness. I want to see who are the people that I could bring to a war right now. And that's what I would ask for as a coach. And the beauty of being down 20 at halftime, you're playing with house money. At this point, not too many people are expecting a win from you. So there's nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose in this moment.
So it's half-time here at the Solent Sports Complex. Solent lead 35-14 over the Worcester Wolves. We'll be back in just about 5 to 6 minutes' time.
is commitment. Without commitment, it's very difficult to learn. Without commitment, sport is nothing. Without commitment, sport can be just recreational tool. Like if we want to have sport as educational tool, it has to be commitment.
So Slam Jam, it's a new initiative by Basketball England, targeted at 7 to 11-year-olds. It's about getting the children to have fun, to link basketball with a fun experience so that we can get lifelong involvement in the sport. And it's really focused on engagement and a fun, positive first experience. So it's not so much about the skill development side of basketball. It's really just about giving people a positive first experience of basketball. They're having fun, they're with their friends, they can develop at their own pace in their own time. So it's really developing on coordination, core strength, as well as basketball skills. So there's not necessarily basketball specific games, but they've got basketballs thrown in there. So they're working on dribbling, shooting, passing in a less structured environment than like a training session. And it's just focused on fun and getting primary school age children engaged. When they come to the first Slam Jam session, they get a t-shirt which they can keep. Each primary school, they get some Slam Jam basketballs and a little goodie bag that the children can take home. And another thing, throughout the session, if we see like someone's doing really good at a certain skill or teamwork or being just nice and friendly to other people, they can get stickers. Good practice and sportsmanship as well as being good at the skills. So I think the reason this program is different is that there's a 12-week curriculum and there's different things to work on. And obviously, as a coach, you can kind of chop and change a little bit as is appropriate for the age group that you're teaching. But it just means that everybody's getting that same fun, first positive experience. Literally, we're just trying to get them to have positive experiences with basketball so that later on they can be maybe even just a supporter of the game. Go online, get in touch with Basketball England. They can also search Slam Jam for the local centres to them that run the initiative, and they can inquire and maybe even get a coach to come in and run a 12-week session.
Okay, stay on the wall.
Or to the Solent Sports Complex here in the Solent University campus, where the Solent Kestrels lead 35-14 over the Worcester Wolves. John Hobbs alongside ZAIRE Taylor. And ZAIRE, it's been an interesting first half of action. The Worcester Wolves currently with only one defeat this season. They're sitting on 5-1, and the Solent Kestrels 3-4. But we spoke before the game that experience will come into it, and so far that's actually played a massive part in this game.
Yeah, I think there's two things. I think there's the experience, and just looking at the tempo, I do think the back-to-back does play a role. I think people don't really understand that. Obviously, they're two separate days, but when you play as hard as you can in a game, what that does to your body, and to have to turn around and do it again, it's not an easy task. Now that's the life you chose. It's part of it's the schedule. That's the way it is.
Absolutely, and for the Worcester Wolves, we spoke about Shanice Turner a lot, Bautista as well. Both have 7 and 4 points respectively. But for the role players as well, the players like Imogen Youd, the players like Georgia Darby, like Layla Hall, do you agree that they might need to just be a bit more aggressive in this second half, attack the basket and really take the game to the Solent Kestrels? Yes, Worcester are short-handed, but you know they've still got enough talent there to really take it to the Kestrels.
No, definitely. I feel like you have to find that balance because I've been on teams where you get down and then I want to fix it, he wants to fix it, he wants to fix it, he wants to fix it, and then there's 5 people out there trying to do their thing and try to fix what we all created. And the only way you're going to do it is together. So you still, while being aggressive and attacking and playing with that extra energy, still have to realize that you're only going to get back in it together. So you have to find that balance between not getting lost in trying to fix it all yourself, but stepping up your individual play.
Of course, if you've just joined us on the Basketball England YouTube channel, welcome everyone. It's good to see so many comments coming in as well. Keep them coming, and I hope you're enjoying today's action here in Southampton. Absolutely. Here is Endine to Maya. Maya short with her floater, gets her own rebound, and Bautista comes up with the rebound on 3 fouls at the moment. Nice link-up play between her and Shanice Turner, and Turner finally gets her first field goal of the day.
Outside of the fact that they let Solent get an offensive rebound, you could look at from where they're guarding, where they're pressuring from, the energy, almost a backcourt.
In fact, I think, no, it was a foul there, yeah. Valky was pushed as...
I think
that's on Shanice Turner. That'll be her second foul.
If Worcester came out with that energy that this newly found energy that they have, this game would be very different. And that's what we've been wanting to see this whole game.
Just the referee's just telling Shanice Turner to tuck her vest in. Don't really get much of that anymore, but either way, here is Valky to Endine, wide open for 3, rattles around and out, and Turner
push it now.
Yeah, Turner now with her 11th rebound.
Open shot.
Maloney Danners inside, the floater is good, and Worcester starting this third quarter strong.
I wouldn't have been mad if she shot that ball, but the fact that they're 0 for 13 or however many they took, and she decided to force the issue a bit and get a nice layup instead.
Endine is wide with her 2, and so Worcester getting a few stops and getting some baskets of their own, as inside was Sengdaka, and she's going to go to the foul line, but a lot more emphasis, as you can see. Sengdaka, beautifully done from her, and she's going to go to the foul line, number 10. And Worcester really showing some purpose already, not even 2 minutes into this third quarter.
And it's tempo. It's about tempo. The question is, are you going to be able to sustain it? That's an early sub in a minute 10 in. Now, I don't know if that's because of the foul. I wouldn't call that foul trouble in the second half. But that tempo is tough to sustain. If you want to get back in this game and win it, that's what you're going to have to do.
But you're also going to have to make your free throws as well. Worcester 8 for 15 now from the foul line.
It's been their Achilles heel at the moment.
Shooting just around 50% from...
Both teams making early subs.
Absolutely, yes. So Erica Mayer, who's on 3 fouls, will come out, and Andrea Kakowski comes back in. Solent leading 35-19, a much stronger start to this third quarter from the Wolves.
Full court pressure. Look at this energy.
And this is what Worcester like to do. They are very energetic defensively, as Kristina Karpova finds Velki. Karpova still yet to get off the mark, as Alicia Jackson's shot rolls around and doesn't find anything. Karpova, another 3, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds. It will be a Worcester possession. And straight after this game, if you are following the Solent Kestrels women on Instagram, they are going to be holding an Instagram live straight after this game.
Look at this. I haven't seen this play yet today. I like everybody involved.
Maloney Danners.
Ooh, tough pass.
And that'll be a foul.
Supposed to be commentating, but I feel like I can't help but
You're coaching.
I'm seeing
yeah.
the cut on the baseline.
Lots of coaching from you today.
I'm like, we got to make that cut to the baseline.
That's Alicia Jackson's first foul of the day. Imogen Youd finds Bautista looking inside. And beautifully done there. Good movement, footwork there from Seidaka, but her layup was too strong.
But they're getting opportunities, and that's what counts right now. You get enough opportunities, you're going to succeed on some of them.
Karpova, as said, yet to get off the mark in this game, which is very unlike Kristina Karpova. Here is Velke. Velke finding a bit of room. Layup is no good.
That didn't go in, but that was a great job for Solent. Velke's been their strongest player. Well, she's been their strongest player all season. Things aren't going right. You want to get the ball in the hand of the person that can make the plays.
And here is Jackson inside, and her layup is no good. It's like a lid on the basket at the moment as Velke's no good. Endine comes up, and finally Solent get it in at the third and fourth attempt.
Give someone 3 or 4 attempts, they're gonna make it eventually. And to play such good defense and create the stops.
Maloney Danners inside, and Karkowski comes up with the rebound. Faye Endine. Velke. Velke finds Karpova. Karpova coming off the screen from Jackson, and here is Jackson on the spin, off the glass. Beautifully done from Alicia Jackson. Bautista.
It's a game of runs.
Here is Bautista still. Finds and a foul. No foul called there as Seydaghar was going to the hoop. She was
rubbing her arm.
Yeah, she was looking at the referees and rubbing her arm there, but nothing doing. And I think Nuri Seydaghar is going to come off, and Shanice Turner is going to come back in.
They've only cut the margin 1 point, but they're playing much better basketball. And it's a game of runs, so you can't let the score deter you because the way they're playing is much better. I think anyone watching could tell that there's a big difference and a big spark of energy that came from Worcester. Ooh, right under the basket.
And Faye Endine comes out. Sylvia Canty back in. Here is Yaud. Turnover there from the Wolves. And it's 2-on-1. Alicia Jackson inside. Her layup is too strong. The ball batted around a bit. And it will stay a Solent possession.
If you can get the ball, if you could get a loose ball that's going to go out of bounds, you're always better off to get it. I feel like there was a Worcester player there that thought that it was going to be their ball.
Jackson putting the moves on Yaud. Nice pass inside to Kakowski. Great link-up play between Jackson and Kakowski. And
Kakowski with a very good move.
Absolutely, and the veteran finishes it off. Imogen Yaud, long two, and she puts it in.
Wasn't a three-pointer, but to just make a shot must feel good.
Velke inside to Kakowski. Kakowski with her footwork. No good with her attempt, and here come the Wolves again. Another stop. Let's see if they can make it into a bucket as Bautista. It'll stay a Worcester possession. Bautista, I think, wanted a foul. 5:44 remaining, and the Kestrels lead by 20. But Worcester, it's a positive spell this from the visitors, but it's a 5-second violation. Good defense from the Kestrels. Jessica Rowlands a little frustrated.
Rowlands has to be careful there.
Absolutely, yes, slams the ball down there.
It could be a technical foul. It's arguable.
Here is Canty. Canty has a bit of room, decides to put up a three, but it's an air ball. You could see as Canty was just didn't set her feet quite enough. I don't think she was expecting that much room.
I think I had one of those yesterday.
I can't possibly say anything to that, can I now? As Safi Jarju comes into the game and Alicia Jackson takes a seat.
Okay.
Rowlands, yeah, just about finds Maloney Danners, and Danners was, I think, fouled.
That's a foul you'll take as a coach, though. The energy and the pressure on the ball was great.
Absolutely, yeah, you could see there the Jarju and Kakowski were right in the center of that. That's Jarju's second foul of the day as Layla Hall is going to check back in for Imogen Yaud. Nice pass inside to Turner, but her attempt is no good. And here comes Kakowski for the Kestrels. Nice move. Offensive rebound by Jarju, and the ball battered around a little bit, and it'll stay a Solent possession. 5:02 remaining in the third quarter.
Missed layup for a missed layup.
Absolutely.
Kind of balances itself out, but I feel like both should have been finished, to be honest.
Kinga Golic into the game for the first time today, and Kristina Karpova, who has struggled from the field here, scoreless at the moment, comes out. Velke from the baseline, no good. Kurkowski comes up with the offensive rebound. Bit of a scramble under the basket. Worcester come up with it. Ryan Emery telling his team to push the tempo a bit here as Turner now looks for options and the Wolves will slow it down. Turner on the spin. Finds Bautista. Bautista for three. And a foul called on Turner. That's her third foul of the day.
Solent's now picked up their defense, I believe, as well. Look at their energy on defense now. They're matching Worcester's effort. Worcester's still there. Ooh.
Nice move from Velke. Bit of a floater, and she gets it to go. All string for Kristina Velke. First player into double figures, 11 points for her.
Velke's had 7 points in the first quarter and scored 2 in both quarters since.
Turner, tough move. Beautiful shot from Shanice Turner. And she moves on to 11 now. What a move from Shanice Turner.
There's some players that I feel like play the game so casually, like the way Velke's playing. When you look up, I think when the game's over, she's going to end up with 18 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and it kind of just tends to just balance itself out over the course. And Velke. It seems like nothing was forced to chase.
Shot clock down to 3. Canty from the foul line.
Good shot.
And bit of a scramble under the basket. Worcester again coming up with it. A bit of purpose in Worcester's offense as Shanice Turner.
Wow.
No travel called.
Or jump ball.
Or jump ball. Georgiou with the rebound. It's 1-on-2 here. Velke with the layup. No good. Georgiou, big rebound. And a foul is called. And it's an offensive foul.
There's a lot of missed layups this half. A lot of missed layups for both teams.
Absolutely. That's a third foul on Safi Georgiou as Turner and Jessica Rowlands take a seat. And Jess Baker coming into the game alongside Nuri Seydagha.
Yeah, you'll go back to normal now.
Okay.
Bautista still on just 4 points for the Spaniard.
Good pass.
Nice pass inside Seydagha. That's a beautiful take, but unfortunately couldn't finish.
Another one.
And another miss. Big three from Jess Baker, but no good. And it's 2-on-1 here. Seydagha finds Bautista. Bautista puts it in and a foul.
That's the way to redeem yourself.
Tough move, as you see here. The 2-on-1. It was a 3-on-1 break eventually. And Bautista, Sylvia Canty, just putting her hand in a bit too late. That's her first foul of the day as Bautista goes to the line. She moves on to 6. And Worcester slowly but surely trimming this lead, or trimming the deficit, excuse me. De Stefano back into the game for the Kestrels. Finds her countrywoman. And here is Kurkowski, stripped.
Get on the floor.
Maloney Danners stripped it off her, but Solent keep possession. De Stefano for 3. Big rebound from Georgiou. Georgiou finds a bit of room, too strong. Offensive rebounds there from the Kestrels, and Kinga Golic will go to the line for a couple. And Solent really big on the boards.
I think it's the second chance that's killing them. What's the second chance?
The second chance points. No second chance points for the Wolves. However, Solent with 14 second chance points in this game as Golic misses the first foul shot.
When you're down 17 points, that'll make a world of difference. That's the game right there.
Golick misses both foul shots. Solent with 21 offensive rebounds in this game. Bautista finds Maloney Danners inside. That's beautifully done, but unfortunately her layup couldn't go.
You gotta finish your breakfast.
Canty.
Can't leave these points on the board.
De Stefano. Bit of room for De Stefano, instead continues to dribble it on. Golick
She'll take this one.
finds De Stefano, who takes that jumper, no good with her two. And Hall with the rebound.
Push.
Thing is there is a few stops here. Worcester need to make them count. Inside, and St. Dakar will go to the line for two. That's better from the Wolves, but again, you need to finish your layups, need to finish your free throws.
And we say all this, but 1:37 left right now. You make these 2 free throws, it's a 15-point game. I think the Wolves aren't done. They make these 2 free throws, they have a very serious opportunity to go into the final quarter in striking range.
Absolutely. They've had a good quarter so far. They currently lead 13-8 now in this quarter, so they've restricted Solent's offensive threat and have bolstered theirs tremendously in this quarter. So Ryan Emery will be really happy with how things have gone in this third quarter. But again, make your free throws as Sylvia Canty comes up with it.
Need some pressure.
1:26 remaining in the third quarter, and another turnover from the Kestrels, another stop for Worcester.
I was just gonna mention, right now we have some of the starters and Velke, who's one of the key playmakers, out the game right now. There's no better time than any for Worcester to start pressuring the ball and forcing opportunities, as it looks like Velke's getting ready to sub in to make sure it's closed out right.
Sidaka finds Georgia Darby. Darby
knock it down.
Finds Bautista. Shot clock down to 3. Bautista, floater goes. The bank is definitely open on a Sunday afternoon here at the Solent Sports Complex.
One more stop.
Final minutes of this third quarter. The bench for Worcester just picking it up a bit. Golick, beautiful move, and she lays it in.
Great play.
That's her first field goal of the day. Bautista for 3.
I don't hate that shot. If she was,
Kurkowski, it's 3-on-1 here at the moment. De Stefano on the spin, too strong.
And that's the reason I don't hate that shot. You shot it early, but now you get a whole new full possession, and you get a 2-for-1 if they realize to hold the ball.
Well, no, the shot clock is actually switched off now, so Worcester can hold for this final shot. Here is Bautista.
There was about 30.
Good defense there from De Stefano. Bautista finds St. Dakar. St. Dakar driving to the hoop and lays it in. Beautiful move from Nuri St. Dakar. That's a great quarter for the Worcester Wolves. They've trimmed the lead to 14 points, 45-31.
And I think that's going to be very motivating going into this final quarter. I think that they have a real chance to still win this game, 14-point game. And the thing that happens is, if you come out these first 3 minutes and cut this lead, maybe single digits, then the pressure now goes to the home team. You're the home team. You had complete control of this game, and now those shots start to get a little tighter, a little harder to make. And that's a situation that Worcester may be able to find themselves in. They're a little bit undermanned at the moment, so fourth quarters can get tough in those times. Fatigue starts to play an issue. And trust me, I know. And it's just a matter of they could dig deep and just fight their way into this game. These first 3 minutes will be very telling.
Absolutely. And if you've just joined us on the Basketball England YouTube channel, welcome. We're in for a thrilling fourth quarter. Solent looking to run away with it to start the third, but Worcester really having a strong third quarter. They've trimmed the lead to 14. It's 45-31, and really anything can happen. Just to remind you that this game and all NBL Live and WNBL Live games sponsored by Sure Shot, Wilson and SportServe. Wilson, of course, the official ball supplier of Basketball England, and Sure Shot, the official equipment supplier to Basketball England.
I wonder what Worcester's coach said going into that third quarter. They didn't make a three-point shot in the first half. And you notice them taking that extra effort to turn down open three-point opportunities to force the play at the basket. And it ended up being successful. But a big shot or two, I feel like the lanes are going to start closing up. Solent will probably make adjustments. And it may be time to maybe let that shot go and still believe in that shot that was working for you all season.
Again, great to see so many comments coming in on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Keep them coming. It's great to see so many people watching here today. WNBL action here at the Solent Sports Complex. Velke
Great pass.
And Faye Endine blows the layup. Rebound by Bautista. And Bautista now, another turnover.
Good
and
defense.
Velke, comes up with it. De Stefano was able to get a hand in there.
Get a ball screen. Good movement.
Endine finds Kurkowski inside. Great link-up play between the two.
If you notice that play right there, that's something I really love about women's basketball and I think always made me like the game. I feel you see a lot more solid, sound basketball when it comes to fundamentals. The way that screen was set, to set that re-screen right there and then to drop it in, I think that was a very great play. And I think sometimes when you watch the men's game, as far as athleticism goes, that starts to overcompensate, and then you split it and maybe dunk it, and some people are excited. But I like seeing that play right there.
Absolutely. Women's basketball is such a fundamentally strong game, and it is great fun to watch. And we are being treated to a great game here as De Stefano. Alicia Jackson on the follow.
Another second chance opportunity.
Bautista, who's really had a strong second half. Bautista, finds Baker. Baker found Yaud. And here is Bautista. Step back three, banks it home. Bautista with a three.
Big shot. She's really showing up. She's really showing up this half.
That's 12 points for Bautista, leads all scorers. De Stefano finds a bit of room. Good defense there from Layla Hall, and Worcester come back again. Early stages of this fourth quarter. Baker finds Bautista. Yaud from the baseline is good. Worcester slowly but surely getting themselves back into this.
One stop's all they need.
Endine puts it up, and the foul. What a move from Faye Endine. The circus shot goes.
Every time Worcester fights their way in.
Oh, look at this. What a move from Faye Endine. Just flips it up over Imogen Yaud, and it goes in. Definitely one for the highlight reel there. That's a second foul on Imogen Yaud.
That was a massive play from Endine.
And Faye Endine, who averages 16 points this season. A really strong season for her.
It killed all the momentum that Worcester had.
Absolutely, exactly. So much momentum for Worcester. And the big question is how do Worcester respond from that? Because that could really make a difference. And it was such a big play, turnover there.
Something tells me if they do respond, Bautista is going to be involved.
When they did the finals in Manchester, 4 games ago, so tiring.
Endine now moves on to 11 points with that play. Kurkowski, Endine. Thought about the three, drives inside, finds Kurkowski. De Stefano, big three, puts it in. Chiara De Stefano from downtown. And Solent with the trap, turnover there. De Stefano finds Velke. Quick points for the Kestrels. Timeout Worcester.
The thing about it is, the energy it takes when you put yourself down 21 in a half, and when you with the energy that you use to get back in that game, when you cut it to 13 points, 14 points with a team that's very talented, how hard you're working to get in that game, to get yourself back in, usually you've given it everything you got just to do that. And when you do that, it's hard to find that energy to go over the hump. And then when Solent just makes two big plays and responds, followed by some great defense, I think this might seal the day. I feel like
still got 7-2 remaining. Still a lot of basketball to play, though.
It's a lot of basketball. It's a lot of basketball, and Worcester has now already proven that they're not out of this game, that they could strike quick. But your morale, I feel like from a standpoint of morale and momentum, I think that really was a big deflator. Those last few plays from Solent, last 3 plays, hitting a 3. We haven't seen many threes today.
No, absolutely.
Finally, you see the lid come off the basket.
De Stefano with that 3 and then setting up Velke for the easy 2. She now moves on to 13 points.
And I said that's 2 points a quarter since the first. And I said you're going to look up and she's going to end up with 18 and it's going to be very casual.
And you could see again another full court press from the Kestrels. Really putting pressure on Worcester's young guns here. Bautista and Layla Hall finds Bautista. Bautista scores. And again, just quick points and just get another stop and just keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Endine.
And she really stepped it up this half. Win or lose the game, you want to give her a whole lot of credit for the way she's played and the way she showed up to fight, to give her team an opportunity to get back in.
Endine, shot clock down to 4. Kukowski, good defense from the Wolves. And here comes Bautista. A lot of the offense going through her, especially in transition. And she'll slow it down. 6:17 remaining. Seidagha on the spin. Floater, no good. Hall contested, but Solent comes up with it. Here is Velke. And Christina Velke will just slow it down for the Kestrels. Kukowski.
Ooh, good move.
Inside, lays it in. Andrea Kukowski now moves on to 11. And another turnover from the Wolves. It's 2-on-1. De Stefano inside. That will really hurt Worcester Wolves.
This press is really hurting. It's really hurting the Wolves right now.
Yaud. Seidagha. Bit of a wild shot, Kukowski. Or Jackson came up with the rebound and passed it straight to Kukowski. Here is Velke, ending with acres of room. And it goes straight to Imogen Yaud. Here is Bautista. It's 1-on-3. It's now 3-on-3, but Bautista will take it herself. And a block there. I think that was De Stefano with the block on Maloney Danners.
Solent just has a whole lot more energy than Worcester right now. And they look extremely fatigued, and I think just the effort it takes to fight to get back in that game, I think they used everything they had.
And in that play, Christina Velke now on a double-double of 13 points, 11 rebounds. Alicia Jackson 1 point away from a double-double herself. She has 12 rebounds to go with 9 points. But that was it was a good spell to start with from the Wolves, but then Solent put that trap in, that full court pressure, and that really, as you said, hurt the Wolves. They now sit on 20 turnovers for the game, and Solent now with a really commanding lead.
There's one thing I say to my teammates and teams that I coach, and if you don't make your free throws and you turn the ball over more than the opponent, it's not likely you're going to win the game. And the third thing I would even add to that list is if you get out-rebounded. It doesn't matter how talented you are, how good you play. That's a very unlikely battle to win. You lose the rebounding battle, you lose the turnover battle, and you shoot a poor percentage from the free throw line, chances are you lost the game.
Absolutely. And while we've got a second, just like to pass on congratulations to Leicester Riders MD Russell Levingston and Sadie Mason, who have been appointed onto the the board for Basketball England. Of course, you know both people very well, especially
Yes.
Russell with your time with Leicester.
No, definitely. Russell's my guy. We definitely had a good run there that year. Yeah, no, and he's also I've often been able to call him at times. Him being one of the first people I've spoken to, and been around in this country with moves that I've been making in business-wise. I feel like he's been a good person to be able to call and get advice and information.
Yeah.
So.
And great to see Sadie Mason, long-time advocate of British basketball, on that board as well.
No, it's a great thing to see.
5:08 remaining in the final quarter here at the Solent Sports Complex. As you can see, John Hobbs alongside ZAIRE Taylor. As you can see, we are socially distanced. We have been socially distanced all day. Just because one camera angle says one thing, there you go, there's the camera angle there, doesn't mean that we're not socially distanced. It looks like we're a bit close here, but we're not, as you can see.
So
everything has changed so much this season, hasn't it? With the social distancing, different rule changes. Games can be postponed at the drop of a hat. It's been a really weird season so far, hasn't it?
It's been tough, but the thing is, the thing that's more important than anything is that we're able to play. I think it's one thing that people miss is, for some people, this is actually their job, full-time. And the fact that we're able to play and keep things going with all the difficulties, as much as they're frustrating and annoying, there are more important things going on right now.
Of course, we've had to put up with a national lockdown. Of course, Southampton currently in Tier 2 of the regulations, the government regulations, so fans will be allowed at some point to enter the Solent Sports Complex. In fact, in the new year, when the Kestrels men take on the Thames Valley Cavaliers, select fans will be allowed to enter the game, as per Solent Kestrels' press release earlier in the week, which is really good news. Hopefully other teams will follow. Of course, Ipswich women being one of those teams last week, allowing a select number of fans to enter their venue against Solent Kestrels, which was fantastic to see, and they were treated to a great game.
No, it's a great thing to see, and as long as we're safe about it, follow protocols, and do everything that we can to make sure everybody is as safe as possible, then it's a wonderful thing to see.
Absolutely. Bautista going all the way.
Wow.
Judge, you've got a hand on it.
We don't have the angle to see it. Might have been
Hopefully
clean.
we will after this play. Here is Velke putting the moves
Good move
on Rowlands. Good defense, though, from Rowlands. Here is Bautista.
Good pass.
Bautista, nice pass to Jessica Rowlands, who just kept on going.
Great cut. Rowlands puts herself on the scoreboard.
That's her first field goal of the day.
They're close. They're not close, are
Really talented player, Jessica Rowlands. Had a good game against Cardiff yesterday. Had 3 assists in just 10 minutes of action as Jarju scores at the other end.
What happened? What happened to Turner?
Bautista.
I was wondering that. She's disappeared in the second half.
Currently on the bench, here's Christina Velke. No good, and Golic on the follow. And the Kestrels lead 65-42. Bautista finds Baker, and Bautista will collect it back again.
Good defense.
Yeah, isolation play here. 5 on the shot clock. Turnover there. Shot clock winding down. It will stay a Worcester possession.
Closer.
2 on the shot clock as
Canty really set down the chair right there. That was great to see.
Georgia Derby coming back into the game. Jessica Rowlands will sit back down, and a timeout has been called. 2 seconds left on the shot clock, so if you're the Worcester Wolves, you've really got to get a shot up quickly here.
Just stay on 10.
You
were just look. I don't know what you were looking at.
I was honestly just stunned because I had a game yesterday and I didn't realize that they that they alternate the balls
Yes.
and keep sanitizing and cleaning the balls throughout the games.
So that's something that, I mean, we spoke about during the L. Lynch Trophy when I was here for the third round of games. And a number of differences have been made for this season, and one of them, like you mentioned, every dead ball, every timeout, every stoppage of play, the ball is changed. Another ball comes in, the ball is sanitized and is left there for the next play.
I know it left me a little tongue-tied because I was just going for a loop. I played a lot of games and I didn't notice it took place.
It's been seen in the BBL as well, just so you're aware.
No, but I feel like people should put in the comments, how do you feel about that? I mean, as players, no, I mean, because there's two angles to it. I think it's important for us to be as healthy and safe as possible. And if that's something that would work and keeping us safer, that's great. But I know how players are, and very particular with with the basketball. Like a basketball being switched in the game. I've played games in the park where people have been upset if the basketball was changed in the middle.
Okay, good, thank you.
2 seconds left on the shot clock. Bautista collects it, throws it up. Good defense there from Kristina Karpova.
Great defense.
Absolutely, Karpova just standing her ground, getting her hands up.
Karpova's been involved today. Took some good shots, played well, played hard, but yet still hasn't made it onto the scoreboard.
And her three-point attempt is no good. A very smart player, though, is Karpova, but I think you need to be being a PE teacher by your trade.
No,
but,
it was a very good shot. She's taking the right shot. She's making the right plays.
Jarju's layup attempt, no good. And the thought was there from Maloney Danners. It was a good-looking pass. Unfortunately, didn't find a teammate. And Solent will keep possession with 1:55 left in this game. Kestrels lead 65-42 as Bautista will take a seat and Layla Hall will come back into the game. And you've got to believe with 1:55 remaining, Bautista, that's probably her last action of the day.
I mean, well-deserved rest.
Absolutely, 14 points for her as well.
You just want to, I don't feel like Worcester will be too discouraged from this loss. Being a little short-manned and seeing the way they brought themselves back into the game, I think they still take a lot of positives away from this.
Charlotte Finn was wide open, but instead decided to pass to Jarju, who had two other Worcester Wolf players right next to her. And also into the game for the first time, Erin Caldwell, but timeout has been called for the Kestrels. And with 1:44 remaining, we spoke off record before the game that experience you feel will play a big factor in this game, and especially as Worcester Wolves played yesterday. And it seems like experience, ZAIRE, has played a massive factor in today.
No, I think that's one of the benefits that Solent have over Worcester. At the same time, if I had to speak on anything, if I had to say there was anything that we spoken on that made a difference in this game, I would have to say it was the back-to-back and the absence of key players. Turner's sister, I believe, right?
Yep.
Naomi, she had one of the best indexes for Worcester yesterday.
Yeah.
So she had the best player efficiency on that team. Well, I think her and her sister had matching indexes of 13. So when you look at the production that was brought there from her to be absent, and then you look at the production of 16 points a game.
Yeah. Well, Carolina Marquez,
from
of course.
Marquez,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Then when you look at what Marquez and Turner could have brought to the table, along with the run that they made, you actually, whether true or not, we'll never know. But as a coach and
nice
player,
pass and one there, Kinga Golick. Just putting the exclamation point on today's game.
Definitely. But whether it's true or not, as a coach and as a player of the team, you're definitely going to convince yourself that things would have been different.
And Kinga Golick going to the line for the extra foul shot, and it's a job well done for the Solent Kestrels. They'll now improve to 4-4 and go up in the standings of course, very early on in the season, but being short-handed today, Worcester Wolves, nothing to be ashamed of. They've put up some good-looking offenses, some good shots. They just have not been dropping today. Of course, playing a back-to-back can always affect you as a player. But the last season's Division 2 North champions, definitely nothing to be ashamed of. Great performance from them today in our first WNBL game of the season. Caldwell is no good from downtown.
Close up of Worcester, coach. Let me know when you're there.
Happens to the best of us. Gotta get back playing defense.
Happens to you sometimes as well, right? Maloney Danners. Good defense from Finn there.
One thing that I really appreciate and like, which is very important, I feel like seeing Solent pressure, minute left, less than a minute, you're up 26 points, and there's still pressure. You look at Worcester, they're a team with a record of 5-1. A league where point differential matters and could be the difference of where you're placed.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I understand a lot of philosophies of sportsmanship and not pounding on the lead. But you got to play to the very end.
Yeah.
If you could get 2 more points, you get those 2 more points. And if you could stop a team from getting 2 more points, you play as hard as could be till that whistle blows.
And that's characteristic of Solent basketball. They did that yesterday against your team, Worthing. You know, they were up by about 30 in the third quarter, but they were still playing hard, still playing to the last buzzer.
And even a great story that would be a great example of that is the first time Solent won the league on this run that they're on currently. We were tied for first place. And the difference in that was that they beat us by 9 points. They beat us by 10 points, and we beat them by 1.
Absolutely, and as the final seconds tick down, Kinga Golick, her 3 was no good, and that ends a great encounter, a really competitive encounter here at the Solent Sports Complex as the Solent Kestrels improve to 4-4, and the Worcester Wolves drop to 5-2 in the standings. Solent Kestrels winning 70-44. Christina Velke with 13 points, leading the scoring for them. And Andrea Kirkowski and Faye Endine with 11. And even with Christina Karpova scoreless in this game, it was a solid win for the Kestrels today.
No, definitely. And another person was Jackson. Jackson played very good, really close to a double-double. Both teams, the one thing I will say is both teams definitely fought. Sometimes the score isn't reflective of how hard the teams played, and seeing Worcester come out and give their best effort going into the second half is something I want to see. Also curious to why Turner didn't play, and whether it was an injury, if she's all right, or it was just a coach's decision.
Yeah.
But you would think that she could have helped contribute.
And Shanice Turner with 11 points, leading all scorers, though, for the Worcester Wolves. Was Inma Bautista, had 14. A good performance from the Wolves, a little short-handed today. And experience did tell, but a great performance nonetheless from the Wolves.
Definitely. They played that's all you can ask for. If you play as hard as you can, give it all you got, leave it on the floor. I mean, you live with the consequences. I mean, you live with the results. And unfortunately, there was a loss. And you go back to the drawing board. You take the good. You take the good that you could take from it. You take that, move forward, and you try to correct the bad. And that's really all you could do with every game.
So that ends our coverage of WNBL Live. The first time we've screened the Division 1 women this season. The Solent Kestrels coming out 70-44 victors over the Worcester Wolves. My thanks to Zaire Taylor. I'm John Hobbs. Have a pleasant afternoon, everybody.